So picture this: a screaming, crying child melting down, a parent at their wits' end and exhausted and angry, and no solution in sight. Yep, the dreaded temper tantrum. So, this is just one example of many parenting challenges where we seem to be on opposite sides of the problem. And we believe that only one person can win in the end, either the parent or the child. What if I told you that some really great win win solutions are waiting for you on the other side of trying a positive discipline tool and withholding your disbelief? Would you be willing to give it a try? I learned about positive discipline years ago as a fifth grade teacher. Before positive discipline, I didn't have many classroom management tools. I would either be really loud, controlling, and a bit mean, or I'd give lots of rewards and praise. It was an either or game. Positive discipline opened up my eyes to understanding misbehavior. My job wasn't just about stopping misbehavior, but about genuinely helping students learn life skills. So I purposely practiced helping my students feel belonging, feel significance, connection, and encouragement. I practiced kindness and firmness at the same time, and we had solid routines. And as a result, we all cooperated pretty well. I thought I was pretty good at positive discipline. Well, during this time, I got married, I had two children, and all was going well. And then my youngest turned 2. When she was 2, she started having these intense temper tantrums. Well, I felt stressed out and I wasn't sure how to handle them. So I automatically went back to my old school beliefs. I tried to make her stop. I sent her to her room and I ignored her. This all resonated with my own childhood, right? Like be louder, show authority, regain control, be super firm. In fact, it made things worse. We were stuck on opposite sides of the problem. She was angry, I was angry. There was no movement. So I decided to pull out my positive discipline book. And I looked up temper tantrums, and you know what it said? Give hugs. Give hugs. I am not giving hugs. That is permissive. I am not giving hugs. Well, as you can guess, the temper tantrums considered or continued. I kept being mad. She kept being mad. I kept yelling, and nothing good was happening. So I opened that book again. It still said, give hugs. Arr. So I took some time and I thought things through. Like, I knew that positive discipline worked great with my students. So maybe I should give this positive discipline tool a try, even though I know it's not going to work. And I know it's permissive. So I decided to try it for 1 week. And when it didn't work, I could throw it out. Well, my opportunity came just one day later. There she is, my cute 2.5-year-old, standing by the front door, having another screaming, yelling temper tantrum. In my head, I said, okay, I'm going in. So I walked over, I squatted down, I looked her in the eye and said, Cassidy, it looks like you need a hug. She paused, looked me in the eye, shook her head yes, threw her arms around my neck, and melted into me. I was so surprised. I could not believe how her body and energy just relaxed into my arms. Once she was calm, we talked about the problem and she went on her way. Now, at this point, if you asked me, is giving a hug permissive? I would have said, yes, it is totally permissive. I decided I was going to keep trying this tool for a week, though. Well, her temper tantrums kept going on. And like within a week or so, they just kind of dropped off. And I honestly didn't even notice they dropped off. They just did. So about a year later, I'm having a hard moment. My neck is all tight. I need to go to the chiropractor. I can't go to the chiropractor because my daughter is homesick and I'm feeling totally sorry for myself, kind of like my own little temper tantrum. And as I'm sitting there having my own little pity party, around the corner comes my 3-year-old holding her little Barney and she says, Mommy. It looks like you need a hug." Shocked, I said yes. She climbed into my lap and she gave me a big hug. My heart is exploding at this moment, and I just can't believe what she just said and did. What I got in this moment was that my daughter had learned more than I thought from a hug and a conversation. I wasn't being permissive, I was modeling important relationship skills. She was learning about emotion, connection, co regulation, and solving problems together. That we can help each other when we're having a hard time and not hurt each other more when we're having a hard time. It took me a full year to understand what she was really learning from those interactions. This moment taught me a powerful lesson about having the courage to try a positive discipline tool and hold or withhold my disbelief. Why is it so hard for us to try new parenting tools? Well, we cling to beliefs from our experience in our childhood, right? And they feel like DNA, like muscle memory. And when we're really stressed out or tired, we just react on autopilot. Sometimes we say or do things we said we'd never say or do. We just react, and it feels like it's in our bones. Then we feel badly and we feel discouraged and suspending our disbelief isn't about just abandoning reason. It's about opening our minds to possibilities we hadn't considered. It's about questioning our assumptions and being willing to experiment. An assumption many of us make is that we need to stop our children from misbehaving. I totally get that desire. But the best way to help our children is to teach them social and life skills that help them for the future. It's not about just stopping them, but teaching them life skills. I didn't make my daughter stop her temper tantrum. I helped her feel connected, helped her calm down or regulate, and then solve the problem. Those are skills that are going to help her in the future. In our parenting, in our careers, in our relationships, how often do we stick with what we think works, even when it clearly doesn't? How often do we dismiss new ideas because they don't fit our existing perspective? I challenge you to identify one area in your parenting where you feel stuck. Get a positive discipline book or a box of tool cards, or even try a parenting class. Find a solution or a tool that you haven't tried yet. It might feel uncomfortable, even ridiculous. I encourage you to try it. Suspend your disbelief for just a moment and see what happens. Remember, the biggest breakthroughs often come when we're willing to question our most deeply held beliefs. So the next time you face a screaming child or any seemingly unsolvable problem, take a deep breath, open your mind, and consider trying a new positive discipline tool, withholding your disbelief, and maybe learning a new lesson. Who knows, maybe your suspended disbelief might just lead you to your own life-changing hug.